Now that I've chosen my book, the first thing I want to do is remove pages. And this book looks like I've already gotten rid of a lot, but I could see in the back where I wanted to take out some more. When you look at the top of your book, you can see it's like little, almost like little folded booklets sewn in here. And that's going to be called a signature. And each signature is like a stack of folded papers, kind of like that, and then it's sewed in. So not all books are created equal, but don't let that stop you from working in it. Some books are sewn on the side, some books are glued and sewed and stapled and glued again. So some pages won't come out that easily. I do like these sort of vintage, kind of young history books. They're kind of made better, some of these older books. But I have to say, in this one, it was really hard as I pulled over, I think because of this slot here, to find where the signature started. So normally what you would do is you take your finger up at the top, you kind of find that center, and then go a page or two. You might have to turn the pages to find that center. But when you get there, it's hard to see here, you'll see the threads. And the threads are the center of my signature. I don't want to tear my threads, and I don't want to stress them. Unfortunately, I don't know, working in an altered book or any kind of book is going to stress the spine, but we do our best. Okay, so I kind of put my metal ruler in here kind of on an angle. And then I'm going to take the right page and I'm going to pull to my ruler. So we can see it's not exactly straight. And as I get in here, that's going to stick up. But what I do is I stick it kind of back up again and take out the other page. This part's always already falling out. It's still kind of stuck over on this side. So again, I'm just going to kind of gently, I don't want to tear my strings. I use my ruler to kind of pull against it. And before I go on tearing more pages, I want to get these little guys out, these little kind of paper leftovers, because if I try to do it all later, it won't work. And let's see, there's really only a couple pages in this signature, so I'm going to leave that. Let's go on to the next one. So I'm going to look up at the top and find my center. There's my threads. Okay, I found my threads. I put my ruler in here. Tear one gently. And I can save my papers for collage. So I just set those aside. That one came out pretty good. Let's see. No, that came out pretty good. And I can see, though, these threads are already getting kind of stressed. And that's just what happens. I used to go through and take out entire signatures. I would take out the first one, the last one, and then every other one. I guess I started doing just pages within the signatures because I felt like that was maybe a little bit safer for the threads and the spine, but it really doesn't seem to make much of a difference which way I do it. Let's start another one. So I have this book here that I sort of started working in. We can see this bulge here where I made something. And we can see here on this side, you can see space in there. So it looks like I started to remove pages and didn't finish. And let's see, sometimes you can tell, in the back here where it's already pulling away. Some bindings are just old and already stretched. So you guys, sorry about my big head. I'm going to try to find my center here. I kind of open up what I think is the center. Do I see the stitches? No. Do I see? There they are. There's the stitches. So I was pretty close. And these pages are a little bit thinner than the other ones and a little bit more slick and slippery. Let's see how these guys tear out. To my ruler, kind of on an angle. Oh, I took out two. Dang it. So I have to take, since I took out two on this side, I need to take out two here. before I move on, let me just take these other guys, try to get these out. And sometimes you need a little X-Acto or a tweezers to pull these out. So I'm going to take out one more here just to keep these even. See, did that pull out anything more? A little bit. So I want to get these out. And some books, you just can't get the pages out and you're left with a bunch of stubs. And I usually just end up taping over those stubs. And every book is a little bit different. Some are easier to work in than others. And depending on how many pages in my signature, you know, I might take out 2 or 3. In this other book, I really just taking out 1. The signatures were fairly small. So I would continue doing that all the way through. And this book is the same book that I just repaired this one. So actually, maybe I wonder if I have 3. Because I wanted 1 to keep for research, 1 to work in. But then I liked working in it so much, I got another one. So hopefully I have another one inside of my pirate library. Now I can see how this is already sort of stressed and it's kind of on an angle. This book is already a bit messed up. You know, maybe it dropped. You know, I bought this used, so you know, maybe that already pulled this away. And as we work in it, these are things that we can repair a little bit. But let's see how this one works in going through the signatures. So I look up at the top and I try to find the fold. I got to get my head. Is that? Yep, right there. Can you see the stitching? Not sure if you can see it. Okay, the stitches are there. Okay, put this in here. Okay. Okay, I took out 1. Clean up that a little bit. I'm just going to take a look. Especially at the beginning, I definitely want to leave this page, which is the end papers, because that's attached to the next page. Do you see how when I pull that, it's attached? And you can sort of pull it to open it. Sometimes I do that, but it's just going to stress everything. So that first signature, I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to go ahead and do another one. Go in there. See if I can find my center. Nope. 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 Okay, maybe I missed it. There we go. There's the stitching. Okay. So I'm going to pull 1 and pull 2. Oh, that came out easily. Let's see. I think I'm going to do 1 more. Okay. Wow, these come out really fairly easily right here. And again, I'm just going to keep going all the way through the book, looking at my signatures. We can see how that's pulling. That's really pulling there. And you just want to do your best to be careful. But if you're like me and you mess it up, you can always just tape it back in later. And that's how I remove pages.